Hey everybody, welcome back to Life with Lolo. It is Monday, so it's time for another review of 911. This is season 3, episode 16, and it was titled The One That Got Away. Alright, y'all. So it really wasn't a lot going on in this episode. So this review won't be real long. I'm gonna just get right to it. So they kind of opened up, well not kinda, they opened up with the team putting out a fire. So they running in a fire, and it was like this, it was a big blaze or whatever. So like the hallway, it was an apartment, the hallway on fire and stuff. And I think the cat was in there, Buck and Eddie were in there or whatever. And they going door to door saying, LFD, seeing if somebody in there or whatever. They get to one apartment building. They bust in the door. They see a guy. He on the floor, he got blood coming out of his head and stuff, because I guess he fell, hit his head, and it was blood and stuff. So he like, you gotta get Gladys, and they like, Gladys? Who Gladys? Is a cat, a dog, or whatever? They don't know who Gladys is. So they take the man out, Eddie and Cat, they take him out. Buck's still in there searching for the whoever Gladys is or whatever. So Buck and this, mind you, it's a fire. So the apartment is on fire. So Buck walking through, talking about Gladys. They hear on the radio, y'all got to evacuate right now. Get out the hallways, get out the building, stuff like that. So Buck hears a cat. He's inside. He hears the cat. Cat, he outside. And he was saying something like, what's going on. He was telling, like, relaying the report and stuff. Buck finds the cat. He come out. He like, so he goes to the man or whatever, because Hen working on him. She like, oh, is something going on with your stomach while you in pain and stuff? And he was popping in acid. So his blood got too much calcium in it, hypercalcemia. So she telling him about stuff. He like, well, did y'all find Gladys? Here go Buck, child, with the cat. She was so funny. He was like, I found Gladys. She's all right. He was like, that ain't Gladys. That's Stormy or something the cat name was. He was like, Gladys is the deaf woman or whatever. So then on the other side of the 911 place, we see Maddie. She get a TTY call, and it's saying like the lady was trapped inside the building, in her apartment building and stuff like that. And that's when they get the radio, like, she's trapped. We got a deaf woman in apartment 10 or something like that, and she's engulfed and stuff. They was just like, oh my God. They look up. They was like, Gladys. So they trying to figure out how they gonna get her. The hallway is engulfed in flames, so they can't go back upstairs to get her from that way. So Buck was like, well, the next building is not engulfed in flames. Maybe we should jump over there on the rope. I get down, I shimmy down, get her through her window and come out. Here go Eddie. Of course you want to go do all that or whatever. So of course the Bobbsey twins, they go to the apartment. They gotta jump over. I say, oh child, no. They gotta jump over to the next roof. They made it safely or whatever. Then they hook the rope to the little bar and stuff. They come down. I should say Buck. He comes down on the rope. He busts open, he communicated enough to her to tell her to back up, get shelter. He goes through her window. He communicated enough to her to tell her, like, look, I'm about to strap you up and get you out of here. And so then he does that. Child, the dang on roof where they had the freaking rope tied to collapses. So then they can't use the little thing to kind of jimmy down and stuff. So they like, look, Buck, you gotta manually come down on the rope. He's like, all right, no problem. They get the airbag at the bottom and stuff like that. Then we see the freaking fire gets more engulfed, because of course he didn't put air to the fire. So child, it was a mess. I said, is the rope on fire? Of course the rope on fire. So while he's trying to jimmy down, he look up, the rope on fire. They look down like, all snap. Of course, the rope burnt the fire burnt the rope. He falls down with the lady, but they was okay. She thanked them and stuff like that. And then her and I guess her husband was reunited and stuff. He got a serious heart problem because the hypercalcemia, you got too much calcium in your blood and stuff that can go to your heart. You can go cardiac arrest, die. Hen knows all this. She like, all right. She take him to the hospital, and I was like, oh my God, something gonna happen to this man, because they never really show when they wheel him to the hospital unless something gonna happen. And of course something happened. But she told the people, like, he need an EKG, he need this, he need that, because this is what's going on with them. They was like, all right, we're gonna pass it along. Child, we gonna get on that. So they get back to the firehouse. Buck like, oh, we gotta celebrate. Everybody, we gotta celebrate because we just did that. We saved everybody, no casualties, blah blah blah. Everybody got a date except for Buck. So they like, we gonna catch you on the next time. Buck goes down to the bar. He sees this old man at the bar, the old man watching the news, and of course, while they was rescuing people and stuff, people was recording it, so it was caught on the news. He like, oh, they some idiots. Why would they do some crap like that? They some idiots. And Buck like, what? That's me up there. He like, yeah, you still an idiot or whatever. But the guy, turns out, he was an old firefighter and stuff. So him and Buck kind of, bonded over that, and they was just talking and sharing stories and stuff. Then we see Althena and Kat, they dancing and stuff because they on their date. Here goes somebody at the door. A like, don't answer that door because then they gonna want to come in. He like, well, we gotta answer the door, baby. We can't not answer the door. He answered the door. Hen come barging in. She supposed to be on a date with Karen. She talking about she heard on the radio that the old man that they rescued, he died. So Kat like, all right, let me figure it out. Let me find out what's going on or whatever. He find out. And A like, you got Karen over there. You weren't supposed to be on a date, and you got her in the car on her date. She was like, yeah, you right. Maybe I should step it up like he got. Because Cap had the flowers, the music, candlelights, all this stuff, child. She was like, well, how much for some flowers? She was like, girl, you got her in the car on date night. Maybe you should shop jewelry or something like that. She was like, you right. So then Cap come back, and he like, he died of cardiac arrest and stuff. Hen goes off. She like, I told them that he had this problem. What's the point of me telling them, passing on the report, if they not going to take action with the report I get them and stuff like that? So she all in her feelings and stuff or whatever. Buck, we see Buck, he walking the old man home and stuff like that. And then at the old man's apartment, he's showing them like pictures of his team or his not team. Well, yeah, his team. And he was a firefighter. It was a photo was taken back in 83 and stuff like that. And of course, they lost contact with each other. He was saying like he the last one around. Everybody then died off. I was like, well, damn. So he talking to Buck, and he was telling Buck about this girl that he dated, but she left. Well, not left, but he didn't make enough time for her, basically. She brought tickets to like a Dodgers game or something like that. And he was like, well, I'm on shift, so we can go next time. But next time never happened. And she basically moved on with her life and stuff like that. So he was telling Buck about that. And I was like, damn, that sounds like Buck life right now. Because Buck all alone. He ain't got no woman and whatnot. And so, of course, Buck was thinking the same thing. Like, damn, that sounds like me a little bit. So, the old man was telling him, which the old man name was Red. He was telling him like, don't, you save lives of your life, but don't neglect your own life. Like, still live your life and be happy and stuff. So then we see the next scene at the firehouse, and Buck is telling the people about Red, and they was like, well, you making it seem like this man all alone and he ain't got no life, but he seems to be happy and content with his life. And he was like, no, you know how Buck get. So he was like, no, I think I can do something for him or whatever. And it was like, oh, okay. And so then Buck, of course, like I said, already thinking like that's going to be him. So he like, well, that's not going to happen to us, right? Like, we still going to be family and stuff. He was like, yeah, we family. And he was like, well, yeah, that's what Red had said. And he was like, but no, they different. Like, we family and stuff like that. And so Buck was like, well, what if Kat retired? Kat like, something I don't know. He was like, no, I'm just saying. Like, and then if we go to a different house or something, we still going to be in contact. And then they turned to Chimney and Hen and was like, y'all still in contact with them? And they was like, well, them people really weren't our friends, so that's a different story. And but yeah, we'll still be close or whatever. Buck having doubts, of course, or whatever. Then we see a 911 call. It's this son and dad. They walking down the street, they talking and stuff like that. The son like, Dad, why we couldn't just drive here? Like, why we had to walk here? This is ridiculous. And he like, well, we would have walked. If we would have drove here, we couldn't get on these scooters. So they try and get on an electronic scooter. I said, both of them getting on one scooter. All right, whatever. So they get on a scooter. They doing good or whatever. They almost hit first they was doing good, I should say. Next, they almost hit a freaking car door. The man opened up his car door. They almost hit him. They was about to run people over on the sidewalk. I said, if these people don't get off this goddamn motorized goddamn scooter. Then a drone, like the whole time they was riding on the scooter, we could see a drone flying above. Next thing we know, the drone, because the sound was like, what's that noise? What's that noise? The drone crashes. Child, the way they flipped off that damn scooter, I died laughing. I said, why they had to flip so high? So anyway, they flipped so high off that damn scooter. The dad ended up in a freaking bush. The 911, the girl who called 911, she was like, oh my God, my hedges. I said, well, damn, you only worried about your hedges. Anyway, the team get there. They got the chainsaw the man out of the thing. A going off on the well, she was fussing at them because she was like, they going to get a ticket because they was riding a scooter without a helmet. Him like, y'all shouldn't have been doing that. That's unsafe. Blah blah blah. Him going off on the guy who had the drone, because she like, why are you even flying this drone around here? Like, this is illegal. You can't really fly these over a residential area and stuff like that. He claims he was a realtor and he was just getting like pictures of the neighborhood to make it more real and stuff. And she like, well, look, if you are working with a realtor, where's your license? Because you need a license to have this or whatever. He was like, well, they too cheap to give me one. And she was like, oh, okay, well, maybe they can be too cheap to bail you out or some foolishness. She said she put him on no license, trespassing, endangerment, and all this other stuff. So he gets locked up. She takes him to the police station. He like, well, why can't I get a fine or something like that? This is ridiculous. Like, I shouldn't be getting locked up and stuff. She was like, look, I ain't got time for all this. Actually, this ain't even my jurisdiction. This is the feds. So you need to talk to the feds or whatever. She sends him over there, and then he's screaming, I want my lawyer, whatever. She go over there and talk to another cop, and the other cop was saying like the drone was real expensive, and Althena was like, well, can we get the video on this, because something telling me like he was up to no good or whatever. And she was like, yeah, we gonna get the video and stuff. So they going to get the video card. Buck at Red's house. He all excited because he done knocked on the door. He all excited talking about, I found her. I found Cindy or whatever. And Red was like, well, I didn't know she was lost. Like, he was like, yeah, but I found her. Like, he was like, yeah, she live over there at such and such street. And this Red, he was like, she live at such and such street and she married to a dentist and stuff. So Buck was like, so you already knew what she was? He was like, yeah, she married to a dentist. He like, yeah, but the dentist died. Ain't that good? I mean, like, not good, but you know, y'all know how Buck get when he get excited. So he tells Red to kind of get dressed and stuff, come over there, talk to her or whatnot. Red goes over there. Buck then gave Red some Dodgers tickets or whatever. So they get over there. This like nurse, I could tell that she was already like a home health nurse or something like that, or like a caregiver or something. She opens up the door and she was just like, can I help you? And he was like, yeah, we here to see Cindy. When he said that, Cindy comes up to the door and she was like, oh my God, it's so good to see you. Oh my God. So like, we like, something ain't right, but maybe it is. So then next we see her, Red, Buck, and it was just them three at the table. And she's talking, and they was talking about like a bird or something. And she was saying like, you can fold it up and put it in your, because they look like they were sharing stories about a snake or something. And then somehow she said something about folding up a bird and putting it in a box. And they was like, what? And then you could see it like switch. And then like sundowning, because that's what happens when they have like Alzheimer's or something like that. And when the sun go down, like it's kind of switch or whatever. So you could see it switch. And then she was just like, because Buck said something about Red, and she was like, oh, I knew a Red. And they was like, yeah, maybe we should go, whatever. And then it switched again real quick, and she was like, who are you? Like, you're not Charles? Oh my God, how did you get in my house? Get out of here. Doris. And so then the nurse come, and then Buck was like, yeah, we need to leave. And then when Buck was like, we need to leave, Red was like, yeah, I know. He snapped on Buck, and then the lady still screaming like, get out of my house. They already left. They outside. Red is mad at Buck because he like, look, you done tarnished the memories that I had of her. Like, I had all these memories of the lady who fought in bars and who did all this stuff, and now it's tarnished by this. So he mad at Buck, and he telling Buck to like leave him alone and all this other stuff. Of course, Buck all in his feelings and stuff. So before I get there, let me pause right quick, because then we saw a scene where was talking to the cop again with the video. And then they were seeing that this dude got videos of all the neighborhood, but he also got videos of peeping on this neighbor. So he peeping in her window and stuff. So she go talk to him, pull him into the interrogation room. They like, we already let him go. The feds didn't think it was worth the trip. Child, so they lazy. They let the man go, and he a goddamn... We gonna get to that. Fast forward, be back with Buck. He's sitting there with Maddie, and he's telling her about Red and how he ruined Red's life, and he feeling bad about himself and stuff like that. And Maddie like, well, is this about Red? Like, you not him or whatever, or are you thinking about Abby and stuff? He was like, well, maybe I do think about her from time to time. And remember, Abby was from season 1, so if you haven't seen season 1, see season 1, because Abby gonna pop up next week. Yeah, it is coming on next week. Next week's episode or whatever. So freshen up on season 1. But at any rate, he like, Maddie, you don't understand how it feels. Because she was like, well, you haven't been dating anybody. You need to get out. And he was like, well, you just don't understand how it feels to be left. Like, you always leave us. Like, you don't understand how it feels to be left. Like, you don't know that heartbreak or whatever. And she was just like, what? And he was like, yeah, you left us with Mom. You left us with Doug. I mean, that was different, but you still left. And like, he was just telling her, like, you don't know what I'm feeling right now because you've never been left behind and been all alone or whatever. So then we flash to a 911 call. Yeah, we flash to a 911 call. Child, it's The Last Cook. So it's like this reality show or whatever. So it's like 2 chefs and they up against each other. And I think they was cooking dessert at this time. One chef, he making something with bourbon in it. And the other one, she making something with oranges in it, child. The guy, he making whipped cream. So he pours his in a canister and stuff. And he goes to shake it up. Next thing I know, the damn thing to shine his chest. And he looking and he passes out. Here go my daughter talking about, oh, that's going to make good ratings on that episode. I say, girl, shut up. So anyway, of course, the team come. That thing is millimeters from his heart or whatever. So they rush him in the thing. He bottoming out in the dang on ambulance or whatever. Him like he is bottoming out, is cutting up his aorta. If I go in, she was like, if I cut and then I go in and I can save him or whatever. And Shimmy like, what you gonna do this in the back of the damn ambulance? No, you ain't finna do all that. What is you talking about? She like, look, I can save him. Because what they gonna do is kill him anyway, so I can save him. Child, she cuts open this man's chest, sticks her damn hand in there and grabs the aorta. So she holding on to his aorta. So then they get to the doggone hospital, and I guess he was a doctor. He was like, what are you doing? Like, you just did a thoracotomy up in the, what's the thoracotomy? Yeah. Thoracotomy, or, well, y'all know what it was. So he was just like, you did that in the field? Like, you can't do that or whatever. Go away. We got this or whatever. She was like, look, I got my hand in this man's chest. What you not fitting to do, basically, is send me away. I got my hand in his chest. I'm going with you to the OR. Because he was basically like, tell such and such we coming to the OR. And was telling her to leave. I'm like, if she leave and let his aorta go, he going to bleed. I was like, Hen, I'm glad you stood up. So they gown her up and mask her up and stuff like that. And the doctor comes in and she was like, what, a thoracotomy? Who did this? And then here go the doctor who wanted him to go away, talking about, yeah, she did it in the field or whatever. And the doctor was like, well, was we bored that day? Type thing. So then him was like, I have his aorta in my hands or whatever. So the doctor was like, well, we gonna clamp above your thumb. Don't let go until I tell you. So the doctor clamped it, and then they was telling him to let go or whatever. So him let go, and then she went to take shrapnel, but it was the thing, the nozzle. There we go. The nozzle for the whipped cream thing. She took that out, put it in a thing. And so the doctor was like, oh, good call, Dr. Wilson or whatever. And here go the asshole doctor. Talking about she's not a doctor. She's an EMT or whatever like that. And so the lady was like, okay, well, good job. Because she saved the day or whatever. And here you go. I said, in your face, stupid ass. Anyway, he saved the day. The man lived. Then we see Red. he called Buck down to the hospital. So Buck like, what's going on? What's going on? You okay? You okay? And Red was like, well, I thought I was gonna be released, but they won't release me or whatever. I got mesothelioma. Y'all know how that big word be on a lawyer commercial. So anyway, he got that. He was diagnosed like a year ago. And he was saying like he hard-headed and he didn't want to, get help and blah, blah, blah. Because there's really nothing they can do. So he just wanted to die basically at home under his own free will. But they want to keep him in the hospital. So Buck was like, well, what can I do? Or whatever. Because, of course, Buck was like, what can I do? Can I save you? Can I do like... And he was like, no, you could just sit here with me. So Buck sat there and he was sharing, Red was telling them stories about his crew and stuff again. Then we see Hen. They put a lab coat on her locker or whatever. And so they was all cheering and taking pictures and whatnot of Hen and everything. And Kat was like... So then everybody went away. So then Kat was like, this is still about that girl with the cello. And she was like, yeah, I think about her all the time. And he was just basically like, you can't let, that get to you. Can't let, let it interfere with your job and stuff like that. You know how Bobby do that whole little pep talk. So that's basically what he did. And she went on. Then we see Buck. He back at the hospital. He picking up Red. And Red was like, well, how you busting me out and stuff? He was like, look, I had to make a whole bunch of phone calls and I got the clearance for you to come out. And he was like, so what, you taking me home? He was like, yeah, I'm taking you home, but you're not driving in the car. So next thing we see, the doors open up to the hospital. It was all these, I guess, like old firefighters or new firefighters, whoever. They was all standing there like in a, not a line, but like a two line thing. I can't think of the formation, but it's a name for it. But anyway, they standing there and they saluting him. I was like, oh my God, y'all trying to make me cry. So they saluting him, and of course they playing this sad, sappy music, and he about to cry. They wheel him down, and then Cap and the whole Cap, Eddie, and Chimney and all them, they salute him at the end, and it's like the fire truck's right here, and then the fire truck right there, and then they was saying like they was going to have him ride in the captain's chair and stuff. So that was, oh my God. So it was real cute and it was real sentimental and stuff like that. And then I think he died, because then like the next scene we see Buck crying, saying like he wanted to save him and he was making it all about him. And then Maddie was saying like, you can't save him, like at least he died peacefully, and and you was there for him when he needed you and at his last time and all this other stuff. So I don't know, like, I guess the man died. I don't know. They didn't really say, and they didn't really show like a funeral or nothing like that, but I'm assuming he died. And Maddie was telling him like, look, Buck, you are not Red or whatever. You are not him. Like, you have me. I am your sister. I'm back. I may have left you before, but I'm back here now for you. So you not him. And so then they pinky promise and all this other stuff. Then we back at, no, we not back at the station. We back with Althena. And she is at the dude's house who had the drone. She called the feds again or something like that. They go in. This man has so many freaking video recordings. Like, we don't even know what was on the video recordings. Then he had these big ass monitors set up in his garage or something like that, child. They go in there and the cop is like, you gotta see this. This man is a whole serial rapist. He done filmed himself raping a freaking child. So Althena like, we had a whole serial rapist on our hands and we let him go. So I guess they gonna find him eventually. I don't know, because that's where it cut off at. Y'all know how they do. They be pissing me off with that shit. I said, how they gonna cut up child? And then next week is gonna be a 2-part season finale. So, child, that shit about to be a whole goddamn mess. But I'm here for it. Anyway, y'all, if y'all saw the show tonight, let me know what y'all felt about it. And if you like this video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. If you are not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit the little notification bell to be notified for when I drop new videos. All right, y'all. Until next time, peace.